thing to add, because we're talking about $52 million over 30 years, okay? The last time I talked to the chief finance officer, by the time the students at Prairie get all their fees paid, books bought, housing taken care of, there's $40 million a year placed on their cards. $40 million a year that's leaving Waller County, going up the road. You want to do some things that are going to help build the county. We need to keep that money in Waller County. $40 million a year, not over 30 years. We're talking about 52 over 30 years. That's how much money these kids, college kids, are spending.
Right. We
need to know that.
Well, and let me say this too. Waller County, you know, we do have some facilities issues, and they're huge. There's no doubt about it. The good news is we're in good shape financially, and we have an expanding tax base. Expanded $250 million last year, which yielded about, you know, $1.8, $1.9 million increased revenue. So the good news is we have more money coming in. We obviously have needs, but again, and I know that's, you know, it's like, wow, well, look at this money over here, but you know, again, it's illegal. For me, that's the conversation ends right there.
So, Judge, question, it's 9:10.
I know it is. It is 10 after 9. I want to be very respectful of everybody's time. I'll stay here as long as it takes to answer questions. I would just ask at this point, if you have comments to make to your commissioners, maybe we can do that at the end of the meeting. David, you have a question?
Yes, I do. I certainly understand those landowners in that proximity, because with what I've read and attended some of the sessions or supported fundraisers, the landfill is historically, none of them, as you say, have brought good things to any area. But my question is, partially, from everything I've heard, the majority of landfills are in or near the city of Prairie View. I haven't seen a landfill built near a majority institution in the country. We're dealing at a level where the courts can make those decisions on maybe a few households, as important as they are. It's a few households. We've got $40 million coming from the students. The university has a $500 million budget, the largest employer in Waller County. As the #1 recruiter of students from the Dean of Academic Affairs, Dr. Joanna Thomas-Smith, I would never have been sending that number of students to an institution next to a landfill when we don't know what they're breathing, drinking, bathing in, brushing their teeth in. So when we start talking about what we're looking at, have we looked at environmental racism, even in respect to Hempstead/Prairie View? Okay? And when you look at 52 million, I'm going to show you what it really is. This is a $20 bill. It will take care of 5 people for the month, because it's $4 per person times 40,000 over 30 years. My background is in business. That's all this is. $4. I think most of us will pay it, and pay it for a few people. So it's not about 52 million. That's no money over 30 years for 40,000 people. It's $4. And actually, $4 equates to 57 million. I had to round up. It's $3.50. But what I'm saying is, we need to take an approach of the economic impact to the county, that if that institution is hit with bad water, bad press, nobody's going to send their kids here. It's going to take 500 million and 40 million away from the Waller County. We won't have a county. That's a lot of money. And that's direct. That's not the incidentals. We got about 40,000 of us who come back. I live here. But about 40,000 alumni come once a year. And they drop money in Waller County. They all eat. And to the extent we have hotels and facilities, they sleep there. They're all booked up. So I think that our leadership needs to, maybe step back and take a look at adding something to your approach, because it ain't working. and it's not going to move TCEQ, you need to give them a reason to move. We dealt with environmental racism when I ran the NAACP in Los Angeles. It works. Why? Because they're concerned about a lot more economically and a lot larger base of people. So you got to get past the commissioners and even, include the landowners, because they should be. But that's a small number of people. And when you start talking about what Pentel has spent, their investment, all the stuff that's happened, you need to give a judge and a jury more to move on. You need to let TCEQ know that it's going to be a whole bunch of tens of thousands of people coming after them, not just the landowners and a few concerned people. But when they look at what would happen with an accident, gentlemen, an accident, a leak that affects this water in this area, I'm taking my family out, and I'm not going to encourage anybody to come here, and I want the development. What development's going to come here behind the accident? What development's going to come here behind the landfill that may turn people off and turn property values into trash? Our taxes are high enough now, but that $4 doesn't impress me. We need to take a look at stopping this thing, not what we may or may not get. We need to come together because it's going to affect all of us. We're all leaving. We got a lot of seniors here and a lot of students, and everybody's getting out of here. We won't need a commission. Won't be nobody here to vote for you.
Let me say this, folks. Let me say this before no one. I have not said to anybody, take 52 million. Okay. I have said to read the host and particularly to those in Precinct 3, read this host agreement so that you can get back with me and let me know how you want me to represent you. That's what I've said. So everybody's talking about, we said take the 52 million. Nobody said take the 52 million. I haven't said take the 52 million. The only thing I've asked you to do is just read, get it understanding.
Folks, it is 9:15, and look, I would encourage everybody, just like if you feel strongly, if you have neighbors, if you have coworkers, and they feel like you do, then pick up the phone, write an email, make a call, tell Commissioner Barnett, Commissioner Beckendorff, and myself how you feel, so that when we go to vote on this thing, that you will have spoken. And if enough people speak, you're being told that they will follow what their constituents are telling them to do. So, with that, thank all of you for being here. Thank you for the time. I hope that everybody is walking away more informed than when they got here. Thank you. And I appreciate all of y'all. Thank you to Commissioner Beckendorff and Commissioner Barnett for being here and answering questions. Thank you to the city, to Prairie View for the facilities. And we'll see y'all down the road. Thank you.
You did a great job.